everybody, welcome to Mysterious Pals. My name is Chris, and this week, I have no idea what the hell Jordan is talking about, but he's here, and I can't wait to hear what he has to say. Jordan, welcome to the show.
Hi, Chris.
How you doing?
Doing all right. It's hot out there.
It's really hot out there. At the time of this recording, we're in a little bit of a heat dome or something they call it.
Heat dome.
In our neck of the woods.
Heat wave? What's a heat dome?
Like a dome over, I don't know. That's what the news told me. The heat dome.
When it's this hot, my biggest pet peeve is take a shower.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm clean.
You're sweaty.
Get out, and I just start sweating immediately.
Yeah.
I cannot stand that.
Well, because you take a hot shower, your body temperature's up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't take like the normal hot shower. I'll sometimes even do like the for like the last minute I'm in there, I'll just like slowly turn the water down, make it colder, till it's like super cold, and I get out.
They call it a
James Bond shower.
Yeah, James Bond shower. Is that really what they call it?
Oh, you're the one that told me that.
Oh yeah, okay. I call it a stupid shower because I hate that.
Shower. Yeah, but I still get out. And I'm just like, oh, cool. I'm sweating. Says it's shower is pointless.
Did you hear about those? Like, did you ever see that on the internet? It's like a big TikTok trend, or it was like a couple months ago. The I can't remember the name of what they call it, but it's like a super long shower, like unbelievably long, like hour-long shower.
Why?
It's just it's called something like there's like that bed rotting, which is like the thing where you just lay in bed all like nonstop.
Oh, like kids, grandparents from Willy Wonka, Grandpa Joe, who just laid in bed all day.
I think they just lived in bed, but this is more of just like I'm gonna bed rot or something. Was really like where you spend like an entire 48 hours in bed. I don't know, but anyway, there's another thing with there's all these like people do on TikTok where they take a super long shower, and I'm like, isn't that just a huge? You're just basically telling me where you're wasting like water,
like
completely wasting it.
Yeah, I
don't understand.
Like you have to pay for that too. Not only that are you wasting it, but you're like you're gonna have to pay.
I mean, it's clean water.
Yeah,
it's generally cheap. Considering the cost of other things.
Right, the more water you use, the more you have to pay.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I don't think people are doing it like nonstop. What's it called? It's so dumb. Especially because like in like California and stuff, they had like a lot of problems. I don't know if it's still going on. Yeah, it's everything shower, I guess is what.
And the internet is stupid.
At 95 million views, that everything shower.
Of course it has that many views.
You take everything in the shower and you just do an entire everything. Apparently, you just do everything in the shower.
That reminds me of that episode of Seinfeld where Kramer puts like a garbage disposal in the shower and makes like a salad.
Anyway, I'm not saying you can't make it work if you have some kind of recirculation system. Then great, yeah.
I mean, like if they're like recycling that water themselves.
Yes. Some kind
of system for that.
Yeah. New favorite self-care trend: the 4-hour everything shower.
So what are they doing the whole time?
Typically lasting 2 to 4 hours, and everything shower involves weekly head to toe routine, featuring masks and stuff like that. That's too long to be in a shower. You just be bored.
What do you? Yeah, that's a waste of the day.
Just get a hot tub.
People probably doing this already have like stupid money from doing other internet stuff, so they can afford to just like sit there and waste 2 to 4 hours.
I guess, but TikTok doesn't really pay. Like I don't think TikTok pays as much as like the other influencer ones do. I don't really know. We're on there. No one looks at us on there, so who cares? Maybe if we do one of those 95 million
do a podcast
views
in the shower.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
We should have. That's what we should have done. We should have done one in your parents' hot tub.
Yeah, we did that.
We just stay in there for hours.
We were playing video games. We got like super long things. And
we listened to was that Coast to Coast?
AM, Coast to Coast AM. Yeah. George and Ori.
That's still on.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Great.
I don't know if George and Ori's still posting. I haven't listened to it recently because it's on when I'm to be in bed.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, I guess you could pay for the Coast to Coast AM like insider thing and listen to it whenever you want, like back episodes. But yeah, it's still out there. But yeah. So I guess it is like a hot tub except the water. It just seems like a complete waste.
Yeah.
It's like that meme. You ever see that meme of like that kid who's like, I guess there's a bunch of them, but there's like this one kid who's like, it's like one of those typical memes, which is a little kid. It's like a little black kid and a white woman. And he's like, so wait, you're telling me you have so much clean water in America, you just take craps in it? Like, it's kind of like one of those things. That's a lot of shower. Yeah. I mean, they do have those hot water tanks that the instant hot water tanks.
Right.
Which, there's been plenty of talk around this house about getting one of those. But It just makes people stay in the shower longer.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm good.
I shave my head in the shower and I'm like this. I feel bad about doing that.
I mean, shower's a shower. You got to take a shower, right? But you don't have to be in there for 45 minutes. That's too long.
No, way too long.
You take a bath. Why don't you just take a bath? Why do people just take a bath in the challenge? I guess it's not a challenge and it's just taking a bath.
Just taking a bath, yeah. Drink a glass of wine, light some candles, some Kenny G.
This guy I used to know in college, he lived, his parents were super wealthy and he had like his like shower in his house was like a shower room. So you walked in and it was like this huge room. That was pretty awesome. I could spend 45 minutes in there.
Yeah.
But like he had a TV in the shower.
What?
Yeah, I don't know why. But it was like a room. It had like a bench. So imagine like a shower room in like in high school, except there was a TV and stuff in there.
Yeah. I also like it'd be cool to have some kind of bench or like sitting.
We have one
in the shower.
We have one in our shower, like in our master shower or whatever, bathroom. It sucks. It's just in the way.
Yeah.
It's like a part of the shower.
Yeah, I mean, you need a lot of room. There was one time
because I don't want to sit. Like I'm sitting down. I'm like, all right, well, I gotta get a shower now.
Yeah.
So then you sit down. Plus, it's kind of cold sometimes.
Sure. Yeah.
Like our shower is the one that has like multiple sprayers and it's just one.
That's awesome. You have like the rain one.
No, we just have like the strip. We did have one of those, and it wasn't strong. Like there's not enough water. Like it wasn't enough.
Yeah,
we need more pressure.
Yeah.
So I had to get like a smaller one, some more water, and yeah.
Kelly and I were looking to take a trip a couple years ago, and there's a brewery called Brewdog, and they're like they have a hotel, their own hotel, and in the shower was a mini fridge. You just drink beer in the shower. Mini fridge, that's awesome.
Did you ever go with us years ago? There was this hotel the next state over that we would go to a few times, a bunch of people. And we rented out in one of the rooms. You would rent the master room or like the suite they called it or whatever. But one of the rooms in that, like in the hotel suite, was a hot tub room. It was just basically a giant hot tub, like 20 people could sit in it. And it was just gross. But like, because you're like, it's a bunch of like, college age people. I was only there. We did a few times, but like we were in there. Like at one point, I looked around. I was like, everybody's been drinking a lot, and no one's gotten out to pee.
Yeah,
and like you're just like,
just stinks.
Yeah,
water changes color.
I mean, it was fine the next day, but like, yeah,
got blasted with a lot of chemicals.
Yeah, college is great. Anyway, what are you talking about today? Because I literally have no idea.
All right, so
you told me, but I don't forget.
We've never talked about one of these. I don't think. This is going to be episode 42. This has been 40-something episodes. We haven't talked about an urban legend yet, I don't think, have we?
I think that's the entire point of the show.
No, but like there's a difference between like historical occurrences that actually did happen and like it's skewed of like, there's a skew to is maybe like, is this what the actual thing, like the cause of things were, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
nope.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not the whole show. But today's show is to be based off an urban legend, which I'd never heard of prior to like doing this.
Is it like the Bloody Mary type of thing?
So yeah. Okay. So do you like, what were some urban legends you remember growing up?
Well, there's Bloody Mary. There's the one.
Did you ever try to do a Bloody Mary thing?
I'm sure I probably did when I was like in middle school.
I remember doing it. I was terrified to do it. I was like, there's no way this is real. But then as I'm in the bathroom, doors closed, lights are off, I'm just like, do I really want to do this?
But I did it. Like a Ouija board type of thing.
Ouija board thing, yeah.
What else is?
Do you remember?
So it's more of like a legend that is passed on through the schoolyard type of thing.
Yeah. This is an urban legend I remember specifically, and this is before the internet. And I'm surprised like how many people have like heard this rumor. There's urban legend that Paul, the kid that played Paul from the Money Years, grew up to be Marilyn Manson. Did you ever hear that?
No.
Really?
Wait, the guy from.
So the guy that played Kevin's best friend.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like
I don't know.
Ben's not Ben Savage.
No, it was Fred Savage.
Fred Savage, not Fred Savage. Because Ben Savage was in one of the best shows ever made.
Yeah, Boy Meets World.
Boy Meets World.
Yes. Fred Savage was in.
Fred Savage was in that too.
He was in Boy Meets World.
In the college years, he was one of the professors, and he hit on Topanga.
Oh.
And Ben pushed him through a wall, and then he got kicked out of college.
I totally missed that.
He got suspended or something. He was going to get expelled.
They did a college years thing?
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all.
They were going to get suspended, and then like Mr. Feeney came in because he was a professor, obviously, and he came in like tried to save him, and like it was a whole thing. But anyway,
wow. So one of yours was Fred Savage. His best friend's name was Paul.
Ben or Fred Savage. Give me a call.
Or Topanga. That'd be cool.
I love you guys.
His best friend Paul in the show.
Wait. Did one of them do something bad recently? Like they want to get canceled? If someone got canceled, just forget that internet. Okay, good.
But I remember rumors when I was growing up that kid grew up to be Marilyn Manson. The actor that played Paul.
Did he?
No.
Did he like die in a car accident or something horrible?
No.
Okay.
People just, that was like this is before the internet.
I guess you could see that.
And I remember like, I was like, oh, it's a totally local thing. But then like I heard people say that in multiple states I've lived. And I was like, how does that happen? Before the internet, like word of mouth, like, oh, my friend's brother worked, knew this person or worked on the set of that.
It's probably like
it's a bunch of like crap, but like.
Probably like
word of
Saturday
mouth
Saturday Night Live type of thing. Like that type of stuff. Like how did stuff travel back then?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I think it's impressive.
Magazines.
Yeah. There's like rumor
Music.
like Marilyn Manson also like removed his ribs.
Oh yeah. I remember
so
that
he can
one.
do something. But then there's Bloody Mary. There was the Hook Man. That was like a really old famous one. Like the guy.
You stop and that's more of a get to stop. Don't to your parents.
There's
like,
a moral thing to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't stop and make out.
Make out point because the Hook Man will get you. There's one I didn't know about until
flashing the lights.
Yes.
And they'll follow you.
Yeah. I didn't find out about like very recently that Mr. Rogers, there's this urban legend that he was like a sniper or like a Navy SEAL.
Military sniper.
Yeah.
I can see it.
How does that happen? Were they like, oh, he's just too good of a person, so we have to think of like some crazy backstory for him?
Would you be my neighbor? And they just boom.
his call sign takes someone out.
That's where he got it. Hey, he's like, won't you be my neighbor? And you're like, oh crap! And like a laser, laser dots on your head.
Yeah. I think with a lot of these, they do stem from something. I don't know whether it's true or not, but usually they're just like bogus, right?
Probably. I don't know. Maybe.
I think it kind of varies. All right, so for this one, I'm doing an urban legend.
Like Men in Black had that thing where like,
oh yeah.
That was like kind of the spin, a twist was like, oh no, this is actually real and this is why. I mean, there's been movies like that.
Yeah, it was like a secret government agency that actually did go around doing stuff like that. But it stems from something. I'm not saying what it is true, but like it comes from some place. Usually, not always, but usually. Like I said, this is one I found out recently, and I was like, oh, that's kind of neat because it reminded me kind of Batman in a weird way.
Okay.
You'll find out why.
Okay.
All right, so we're going back.
Is it Batboy from Weekly World News?
Oh, yeah.
Is that why?
that picture, that image
burned into my brain.
Yeah, it'll always just be there.
It's
terrifying.
Anytime I go to the grocery store and I'm like trying to get my mom to get me like chocolate Pop-Tarts or something, and then Batboy, yeah.
There's Batboy.
Usually me being upset that like I didn't get some Pop-Tarts or Oreos or something stupid like that. Or like the cereal that I wanted.
Yep. Gotta get the healthy stuff.
Yeah. Well.
All right, so we're going back to a place we've been to for a previous episode. We're going to Victorian England.
Jack the Ripper.
Yep.
You saying an urban legend is Jack the Ripper wasn't real.
So Victorian England, generally the time frame is considered 1837 1901 because when Queen Victoria reigned, and this is a time of industrialization and mass urbanization. We're going specifically to the year 1837. It's late September. This is the first sighting of our subject we're going to be talking about today.
Batman? Christian Bale?
It's Christian. No, it's George Clooney. So we're just like, nah, never mind.
That's why yeah.
The businessman is returning home late night.
No, Ben Affleck. You're like, oh God.
It wasn't that bad.
I didn't see it.
I actually didn't see it. So a businessman is returning home late night. He was startled by a man who effortlessly leaped over the high railings of his cemetery, landing directly in front of him.
And he said, "Where are the hostages?"
I'm Batman. Fortunately, this businessman was not attacked by this person or creature, but he described what he saw as a muscular man of devilish features that included large pointed ears and a nose, protruding glowing eyes. This man, quotation marks, later be dubbed as Spring-Heeled Jack.
Spring-Heeled Jack?
Spring-Heeled Jack. So like heel on your foot. He had a spring in his step.
Okay.
This guy apparently launched himself over a cemetery.
So he can jump real high.
Jump real high, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He has devilish-like features. He has pointed ears, pointed nose, glowing eyes, according to this gentleman.
This is like a Monty Python sketch or something.
Spring-Heeled Jack is a mysterious figure from English folklore known for his extraordinary jumping ability, terrifying appearance. First reported in the 19th century, became a sensational figure in Victorian England. So we're going to be delving into the sightings of this man or creature, whatever it was, possible theories of what this thing is, or even if it's real at all in the first place.
Why would they call him Spring-Heeled Jack? Why would they say something about like a frog?
England. I don't know. It's England.
What about frogs?
I
Iconic Frogman.
Yeah. Like one of like with Jack the Ripper. Obviously, this guy, he's giving us only 2 examples. Was like Jack just a common place back then? A common name back then?
Yeah. And probably.
I would assume
it's
so.
like William and like everybody in like probably 1980s was named Chris. You know, like themes to names. I mean, like everybody born in like the 40s was probably named William. Everybody born in like the 60s and 70s was Robert or something. You know, like that. The common names
for popular names.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to October 1937, so a month later. A servant by the name of Mary Stevens. There you go, Mary, popular name back then, because Mary was
Queen Mary.
Mary is one of the like one of the names that people got killed by Jack the Ripper. She's walking home, or she's walking to work, suddenly attacked. A creature leapt out from the alley, grabbed Mary, and began kissing her, while also ripping off her clothes. This guy's a bit of a perv. Mary would later claim her assaulter.
Assaulter?
Assaulter?
Like she was like salting him? Or assaulter?
Assaulter. That's a word, right?
The person who assaulted her.
The assailant, maybe?
Yeah. It don't matter.
Yeah, Mary would later claim that this pervert
there you go.
Had claws that were cold and clammy like a corpse. He had claws.
Okay.
It was a little,
didn't cut his nails.
A little different than what the guy said, but again.
The guy didn't touch him, though.
No, the guy didn't touch him.
Okay.
But this guy can apparently leap very high.
Leap real high.
Now his claws. They're
Bad,
cold and clammy like a corpse.
Bad nail hygiene.
Almost like, I guess, metallic maybe.
Oh, cool.
Luckily, her screams attracted a crowd, causing Jack to flee, but no trace of him was found.
Jack?
Jack.
Spring-Heeled Jack.
Spring-Heeled Jack, yep. The next day, a man resembling Mary's attacker was seen leaping out in front of a carriage, causing it to crash. Witnesses reported that this man was covered in black and escaped by jumping over a 9-foot wall while maniacally laughing.
Covered in black?
Covered in black. Black clothing.
Okay, so he was disguised.
Yeah.
He wasn't like, this wasn't like a racial thing where like, they're like.
Well, that's the thing though. Like
a lot of stuff back then was probably racially motivated in
some
cases.
Because remember like during this period, like there's a mass time of immigration. People became xenophobic about like outsiders. So maybe this is playing into that.
Okay.
We'll go into that as far as like some of the theories. He's jumped over a 9-foot wall. He's laughing maniacally. January of the next year, 1838, a barmaid named Polly Adams was attacked by a cloaked devil-like creature that clawed her. And at this point, the Londoners, we're in London, sorry.
There's only one place in England. It's just London. It's either London or it's not.
So prior to this, like these are like the suburbs of London this is happening.
Okay.
But it keeps happening. This causes Londoners themselves to become hysterical.
Because like from what I understand, we know someone that lived in England, was born there.
Oh yeah, right. Yes.
Yeah. So he said that it's like you either have city or you have country. Yeah. From what I understand.
Yeah.
This is what he told us.
Yes.
Person who lived in England.
Yeah, they have like suburbs and stuff like that. But like this is
like the suburbs are not so much suburbs like we have in America. They're more like
maybe,
they're more like city suburbs like in New York.
So yeah, this isn't directly happening in London just yet.
So but like this when we say the suburbs, it's like still part of this general city. It's not like these.
Some of these places are like outside of London, like their own towns and cities, but they're like smaller suburbs, like
smaller towns.
Yeah, somewhat rural, maybe
villages.
Yeah, the Londoners are like people in England are obviously like starting to like catch wind of this. That keeps happening. People in London start becoming a little bit hysterical over it. People were apparently dying of fright.
What?
Someone were deprived of their senses, or even becoming burdens to their families because they came so frightful and like almost
from this thing,
from this guy. Yeah, there's other instances that are happening, and like I don't think unless it's starting to be put in the newspapers. But even the newspapers are just kind of like, this seems a little odd. They're not like they're not really making it sensational, but they're skeptic about it. They're like,
yeah,
but this keeps happening.
well, there's American journalists like they're actually trying to do the work. But no, I think it seems like someone dying of fright was just something they could throw in and be like, you can't really prove that,
Right? Yeah,
you know.
And also, we don't know who these women actually are. Like,
It's all women reporting it, except for that first guy who saw
the first guy. Yeah, a lot of sites I saw didn't even mention that gentleman, but that was like the first instance of the Spring-Heeled Jack. But he wasn't attacked by this. But from here on out, it's basically just young women who get attacked by this guy.
Okay,
it's a pervert. Other reports claim that this Jack character was a bear.
Bears can't jump.
A shapeshifter or a ghost.
Okay, ghosts can jump.
Yeah.
No, they just float.
Yeah.
Do you think whenever you're a ghost, how do you jump versus float?
Yeah, I mean, do they jump?
I don't know. I've never been a ghost yet. Like, if I just jump, right? Like, am I just floating or am I jumping?
Imagine floating, but also like
if you don't come back down, it's like you don't jump until you come back down. It's not considered a jump. It's like a float until you come back down. Is that type of thing?
Maybe, but also like how are they able to stay on the ground without falling through?
Right, because they can walk through walls.
Yeah.
So why can't they fall through the ground?
Right.
But I bet they can control their height. We just broke a something wide open here. Maybe there are ghosts, but they keep falling through the earth. They're all in the middle.
There's that show, the British version now. There's an American version it's called Ghost. They make a joke of that, like, how are you able to walk through walls? Like ghosts are saying, we don't fall through the ground, and they just kind of brush it off.
Is it like Ghost with like Patrick Swayze?
No, like as a TV show.
Okay.
It's about these ghosts that haunt or live, who all died on this property. Like, it's a big property. Like, young couple inherit it. The main character, the woman, she has like an accident and she can start seeing ghosts. They like talk to her, but her husband can't see the ghosts, and then hilarity ensues.
Sounds terrible.
The UK version is really good.
I'm sure it's not, but it sounds like it's almost like that. It sounds like that one show that people like for some reason. Where they just keep making episodes of seasons of it, like the one, The Good Place or something with they're up in heaven or something.
Yeah. That show's actually all right.
And she swears not really. That's like
they found out they're not actually in heaven. Spoilers.
Care less. I'm never gonna watch it.
I'm telling people, I'm telling the 5 people that listen to this, Chris.
Yeah. Wait, where are they? They're not dead, are they?
They're not in heaven.
Huh. Confusing. The web we weave.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, these are getting published in newspapers.
Okay. So back to the story.
They're saying this guy could either like shapeshift into a bear. I don't know why. There's one instance of a guy seeing a bear climbing up a wall in his garden, like moving oddly. Do
they have bears in England?
I just somewhere, but like not moving the way a bear normally would.
Or bears like I don't know.
They can climb stuff, but it's like moving.
Oh, I know they can climb stuff,
but it's moving more like.
Are there bears in England? Do they have bears naturally?
Sure they do somewhere.
There's no elephants in Africa or something, or rainforest or something. Yeah, there's like a saying like there's no elephants in like the rainforest or something. You're like, oh, I guess it makes sense. There's no elephants in South America.
There's no elephants in South America?
No.
I don't know.
I mean, there's no, yeah, exactly. That's the other thing is like, oh, really? Like, it makes sense. I'm in Africa. There are African elephants. In India.
Yeah.
There's none in China. But there's none in South America. I'm going to look this up because I don't want to sound like a dumbass.
I never even thought of that.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
So since this keeps happening, since the newspapers start publishing this stuff, it's like the Lord Mayor of London. Oh, the Lord Mayor. That's a nice little title.
Lord Mayor?
Lord Mayor.
Well, isn't there lords in England?
Yeah, but I'm just thinking that's kind of neat. They're called Lord Mayor.
Well, so isn't a lord? How do they distinguish? Is that someone that owns land?
Mm-hmm.
They're considered a lord?
Yeah, it's also a title that's a given.
Whoa.
His name was Sir John Cohen, so he's also knighted. He officially states that whatever this thing is would be caught and killed. Again, he was also very skeptical of what was going on. Like, he's like, this can't be totally true. He's aware of the panic that it was causing, so he offered a reward to anybody that would help to capture Jack.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I guess there were smaller elephants that were native to South America, but they all died out 6,000 years ago.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So I guess woolly mammoths and stuff like that type of
Oh,
stuff.
well, sure. Yeah.
Anyway. Okay. Sorry.
So as I previously said, that most of these incidents were generally in more of the suburban areas of London until.
And this is all around. So is it like possibly multiple people seeing multiple things happening? Or is it just one dude that just really gets around?
Perhaps.
Okay. That is the question.
On the evening of February 19th, 1838, there was a knock at the door of the Alsop family home in London. We're in London now. Jane Alsop answered the door and found a tall man standing on the doorstep. Professing to be a policeman, he asked her to bring a candle, claiming that Spring-Heeled Jack had been cornered in a nearby alley. He needs some more light. Jane fetched a candle and held it up to the man's face. And suddenly he knocked her to the ground and threw off his cloak, revealing a tight-fitting white bodysuit.
What?
A blue-white flame burst from his mouth, his arms ended in metal claws, and his eyes glowed.
So wait, he went from wearing all black to now he's all white.
All white.
With claws.
He spits out
blue fire.
Flame.
Okay.
He had metal claws.
And she grabbed a candle.
Yeah. He's like, grab some light because we need it. We cornered Jack. Got him.
Hey, can't he jump up walls?
Maybe they, banged him on his head or something.
This guy's wild.
Maybe they lubed up the wall so he couldn't get up there.
Slippery. Yeah, that'd be a good one. But if you can hop, it doesn't really matter.
Right. Yeah. So again, this guy was able to jump, but now he's apparently able to breathe fire.
Yeah.
He has metal claws, which I said before. So it's kind of like building.
He's a dragon?
Yeah. They're like, his appearance and like abilities are evolving.
The legend is growing.
Yes.
Or expanding.
Which is, part of our urban legend. But Jane screams and her sister rushed to the doorway. They close the door. Man flees, disappearing into the night.
Heeled. Okay,
Heeled.
it's healed. Okay, it's not Spring Hill.
No, it's healed. Okay. 1 week later, on February 28th, 1838, Lucy Scales was attacked around 8:30 p.m. after visiting her brother along with her sister. As they passed, and I don't know where this is or what this is, Green Dragon Alley, it's a sweet name, they noticed a man wearing a long, dark cloak standing at the entrance. Suddenly grabbed Lucy and vomited, I quote, a quantity of blue flame in her face.
What?
Blinding her and frightening her so badly that she suffered seizure-like fits.
Wait. He vomited blue flame into her face. Wouldn't it just burn her face off?
I don't know. I mean, you'd think, yeah.
Yeah.
Blinded her and frightened her.
Could you imagine vomiting fire? That'd be cool. I mean,
if you can do it like at will, not uncontrollably.
You can vomit at will all you want. If you know how to hit the button, right? But like, that was the only thing. Like, it's like a catch-22. It's like, I hate throwing up.
Yeah.
But I can throw up fire.
Yeah.
Would I like throwing up if I could throw up fire?
Right.
Would I melt my toilet if I was on fire?
It's interesting because it says vomiting up fire. But the other instance was just like
breathing fire.
It was he's just like just like blue fire in her face, chunks of fire.
Yeah, like is it like when you throw up rice, it comes out your nose, kind of like the worst thing to throw up. The worst thing to throw up.
Rice and fire.
Yeah,
like don't mind the rice. I'm just here to burn you.
Like it's like the spicy rice. And you're
yeah.
I don't know. Throwing up sucks so bad. It's awful. Just the anticipation of it, the whole process of it.
God,
nothing is cool about throwing up. Like nothing about it. You feel terrible.
Yeah.
Before, during, and after. There's nothing good about throwing up.
No.
But if you could throw up fire, I think I could grow to like it. Because that's just.
Yeah.
It's also like a huge problem. It's like a huge safety issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It'd be like Cyclops from X-Men with his glasses on. You know, like that special thing he has to wear.
Takes them off, he kills everything with a laser blast.
Right. But like, if you could, would you have to? What if you wake up in the middle of the night and you're like, oh God, I'm gonna puke.
I'm gonna throw up, and you just burn your house down.
Yeah, when you're like a baby, you just spit up.
Oh, kill your mom or dad. It'd be good for cooking. You know, I got to grill steak. I'll be right back.
Oh, but then people are like, I'm not eating this.
More for me.
Like, is it smell the same?
I mean, I imagine it smells like sulfur, maybe, or like phosphorus kind of smell.
Oh boy. I got lots of questions about this. All right, go ahead.
The surgeon later stated that she was suffering from hysterics, great agitation, likely due to fright.
And being burned.
In the face, in the eye, yeah.
Yeah.
The girls also mentioned that the man carried a lantern, similar to those used by police. And again, this guy looked like a police officer.
Who breathes fire.
Breathes fire.
Vomits fire, yeah.
Spring-Heeled Jack's infamy only grew when Penny Dreadfuls and plays were detailing and exaggerating his exploits.
What the hell is a Penny Dreadful?
So I just thought it was a show. There was that show, Penny Dreadful.
Did you ever watch that?
It started and it seemed pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't finish it, but it seemed really good.
Don't worry about it. I really liked that show for the first season or two.
Okay.
And then it seems like they were like, oh God, just get it. The last season was so
was
terrible.
it rushed because they're going to be canceled or like different
I don't know.
writers?
It's like Showtime. So like,
yeah, you never know with that.
The first season was great. Second season was great. I think there's like 3 or 4. Anyway, The last season is so dumb. How they ended is so stupid. Basically, they bring in like all these different like monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah. They bring in the devil. But then there's also a different devil, the real devil.
Oh.
There's like Satan and then the devil.
That's always been
and it was so
weird.
Dumb the way they ended it. It was just so stupid.
Yeah, I heard it was like the ending was very disappointing.
It was terrible.
What did they do, 3 seasons?
I think there's been 3 or 4. Because there's what was that one guy in it?
Timothy Dalton.
No, Devon Sawa.
Devon Sawa was in that? Oh, he's dead.
No, wait.
Devon Sawa, he died like not long, but like before this
No.
Hold on.
Who was the no? Who's the guy was the werewolf? That's what I'm thinking of.
I never got that far. I just know like the one.
He was one of the main characters.
One guy that played James Bond was in it, and a female. I can't remember her name, but she was in the James Bond movies as well. Now, I just typed in Penny Dalton. Oh yeah, but I guess the Penny Dreadful is like a serialized like weekly thing that gets like published. I think it's supposed to be geared towards kids, maybe.
Okay. So they're called like the Penny Dreadfuls.
Oh yeah, Josh Hartnett.
Yes,
that's right. He is in this.
He was a werewolf.
Yeah, I don't think I only saw 1 or 2 episodes. Like, oh, this show seems great, and I just never.
But they kill him off so quickly. It's just like this is dumb. I mean, they kill him off in a really dumb way. It seems like they were like
Ava Green, or whatever her name is. Yeah.
How many seasons are there? Went
from 2014 to 2016, 3 seasons.
Yeah. So the last season sucked. It was so bad. You're just like, they seem like they were just like, we need to end this because we ran out. It sounds like it feels like they ran out of story. They were like, oh God, we don't know where to go with this. Or they were just like, everybody quit and they were just like, oh, just throw something together.
Okay. Yeah.
Like all the writers quit.
It's a bummer when that happens.
Yeah. It was just like everything dried up. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, it's not like the pandemic like ruined it like it did to a bunch of other shows, but like, anyway.
The stories being serialized and kind of exaggerated upon in the plays and serialized like books or like comics kind of thing. But in time, actual sightings of Jack start to dwindle. Then he was seen here and there on like tops of like homes and businesses and like churches. I think is interesting.
Wink. Yeah.
Top of churches.
Everybody who's listening at home, he just winked at me when he said churches. I'm not sure where he's going with that.
And so this is several years later. So we're going 1837 to 1838, like when these big events happen. We're going to 1855 now. 100 miles of footprints were discovered in the snow in the early morning hours in the town of Devon, which is 200 miles. Little.
They didn't really get snow in England, right?
It's snow, yeah.
I thought that.
Which is like 200 miles.
I mean, they don't really get summers. Is that what it is?
Whole thing. It just rains a lot.
I thought like there's some like they don't like a lot of pool. Like I thought the guy who lived in England was like we don't.
Oh yeah. It's just like
we don't really
wet
get
a lot. Yeah.
We don't really get summers like you get them here.
It doesn't get very hot. Yeah.
We don't get a lot of winters. Like the winters aren't as bad. They're like mild, I guess. Like they get some snow, but not. I guess maybe up in the northern part of England. I don't know. That's what he told me.
Okay.
I don't know, he told me.
So the 1855 we're in the town of Devon, which is almost 200 miles from London.
Okay.
100 miles worth of footprints were discovered in the snow in the early morning hours.
Like in a straight line?
No. They weren't actually footprints. They were hoof prints.
A horse.
Made by something bipedal that walks on two. The prints were not only in the road, but zigzagged into people's yards, their gardens, and even on tops of their homes.
Wait. Bipedal. What were the shape of them? They hooves, like actual like hooves.
Yeah, yeah.
Hooves.
Yeah.
Hooves?
Hooves.
Hooves. Something. And it was bipedal.
Yep.
Was it
how they would know that? I don't know. But
right, because maybe it was like
the
stride was like it doesn't make any sense.
I mean, I know people now can tell if something's 4-legged or 2-legged, but I don't know about back then. I don't know.
I don't know. That's a little shaky.
But
I don't know if I'm picking up.
Yeah, this is known as the devil's footprints.
Nice.
So this is a separate event, but this often gets attributed back to Jack.
The devil is hooves. The devil has hooves.
Yeah. Again, this is its own separate thing, but a lot of people attribute this to Jack.
Okay.
Now we're jumping to 1877. So this is 40 years after the first sighting of Spring-Heeled Jack.
1877.
We're at an English military base in Aldershot, which is about 40 miles from London. This is where another sighting occurred. An army patrolman at the base was approached by a tall, thin man in a long, dark cloak. The sentry demanded identification from the man, but the man refused, instead proceeded to walk closer to the sentry. He got so close to the sentry they slapped him several times in the face.
Was it one of those like the ones with the tall hats, like those sentries?
No, like there's like a guard at the base. They just call them sentries. Yeah. As a result, the sentry fired several shots at the man, but had no effect.
Nice.
Another sentry who was alerted by the gunfire ran over, at which point Jack ran and proceeded to leap over the guardhouse and then over the fence into the darkness. All these attacks were happening at night. Later that same year, Jack was allegedly chased down by a mob and shot, but again escaped. Following this, sightings became even more rare. It was considered the final official appearance of Jack was last seen Liverpool in 1904. He was jumping up and down the street before eventually jumping on a rooftop.
Man.
That's the last official. Apparently there's been ones like even in like 10 years ago, I think. But this is like the last official.
What year was that?
1904.
1904. Okay.
This guy was doing this from 1837 to 1904.
And when we say, do you think they called him Jack because like Jack the Ripper? They're like Jack was just the name of the evil people?
Well,
in England?
Jack the Ripper didn't start doing stuff until 1888.
Oh.
But
this could have been Jack the Ripper.
But the longevity of this person, that timeline does fall in where Jack the Ripper was doing his dirty business.
Is this England's like Bigfoot?
It's their first urban legend, urban myth.
Okay. That's strange to hear.
And I think he's considered a cryptid.
Okay. Yeah.
Because like might be a bear, might be a shapeshifter, might be a demon or the devil or.
I think any animal type of living thing that's a monster, considered a monster, would be a cryptid.
Okay. Yeah. So there's some notable incidents that happened during this time. So remember Jane Alsop, the woman who was attacked at her own house? Following that attack, Thomas Milbank boasted in a pub that he was Spring-Heeled Jack, and he was subsequently arrested like almost immediately. Apparently he was arrested by James Lee.
Well, James Lee got him. Jimmy Lee.
Who caught the infamous Red Barn murderer, William Corder.
Jimmy Lee strikes again.
He had been wearing white overalls and a great coat that night. He dropped the coat after attacking Alsop. The police even found the candle he dropped.
A fantastic greatcoat. Fantastic.
So they arrested him. They basically had him.
Jumped.
You know why they let him go?
Why?
Because he couldn't prove they breathed fire.
Aw.
Like, can you breathe fire? He's like, nope. Like, all right, let him go. He's clean.
Yeah, it must not be him.
He's good.
Yeah. Can't be him. He can't breathe fire.
Which is ridiculous. But most likely he's one that attacked Alsop.
Do you think they tickled him? He like breathed fire in their face. Like, oh yeah, it's him. How would you say it? Just be like, if I could breathe fire, I'd be like, no.
Right. In July 1847, investigation in Spring-Heeled Jack back in Devon, is where those footprints were, resulted in the conviction of Captain Finch on 2 charges of assaulting women. During those attacks, he was reportedly disguised in a skin coat resembling bollock's
A
hide.
skin coat? Wait. What's a skin coat?
Like an animal skin coat.
Oh.
Like human skin coat.
Yeah, I'm like
clearly that's the guy. He's wearing a skin coat.
Why is wearing someone's skin? I think it's like hot. Like it'd be like you ever wear like a raincoat?
Yeah, you get hot, man.
Those things are so dumb. Yeah. Why would you buy anyway?
He's disguised in a skin coat resembling bollock's hide, which I guess is like a young bull. One with a skull cap, horns, and a mask.
Nice.
Again, clearly one of the guys, maybe, or the guy.
A guy.
All right, we're gonna go into theories here, but what do you think's going on here?
I think there's some women getting assaulted.
Yeah, I think that is actually happening,
and so they're all attributing to this, and to make it more sultry.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice.
I don't know if that's a real. I don't know how that word works, but
to make it more salty.
Yeah, salt is make it a little tasty.
Salter.
Yeah, just they like sprinkle of salt on there, pepper salt it. They like say it could be him to get in the newspaper. I don't like. It has to be something like that, right?
Yeah, but I think like
not gonna be all attributed to this. Okay, so this guy's attacking someone. Someone's assaulting women all over the city.
Yeah.
Probably, maybe multiple people, and they're just traumatized by it. So they're seeing things.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like such a 1800s thing, I guess. I don't know. There's not a lot going on in 1800s. Everybody's bored.
I wonder what it would have been like. I know today, as far as a woman coming on, like, hey, I was like, sexually harassed or sexually assaulted. Like, I'd imagine back then it'd be a lot harder because there might be like a stigmatism put on you.
Well, people just wouldn't care.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Well, what were you doing to deserve that?" Like,
does that have a Jack the Ripper?
Yeah. I mean,
people
kind
just
of victim shaming or victim blaming kind of thing. So, like,
but also they didn't.
Why would they go that? Do you think they would go that far?
I mean, these guys just walked past that one girl who was murdered.
That's right. Yeah. Like, and
they just covered her up a little bit.
Yeah, I'd imagine it'd be hard for them, like, more so then than it is today. For a woman to come and be like, hey, I was,
Oh, because they don't believe them. They're like, it's just a woman.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
The guy said it, probably.
So do you think they might have like exaggerated that so they get more attention so they can get more help maybe? Or
yeah, like to actually someone listen to them. Because if there was like, hey, some guy assaulted me, some drunk guy from the bar, so they'd be like, well, yeah, what'd you do?
Yeah.
But they said it was Spring-Heeled Jack.
Wearing? Yeah. But I do think it's interesting though that like as time's going on, like his abilities and his appearance is kind of evolving. Now,
everybody has their own spin on it.
Right, yeah, but like everyone's like, oh, he breathes fire. The next person's like, oh yeah, he breathed fire or vomited fire. And then first he could just jump.
Fire.
First he could just jump, and then he has claws. And the next person, like, he jumps, has claws, and vomits fire.
He barfed on me fire. This dude just barfed fire.
But it's interesting though, like,
he crapped fire. Came out of every end.
Every orifice, he just fire. I do think it's interesting that these soldiers are like, oh, the guy came at us.
Yeah.
But they could just be really bored. Like, I don't know what this
he assaulted me. Yeah.
He slapped me.
Yeah. Did you think he pulled off his thing? It was like Bugs Bunny does.
To a duel.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, sorry, what was your did you have a theory?
I think women were just being assaulted all over the city, and they
had to do this to like get
they were probably just using it as a way to get someone pay attention to them.
Yeah.
Or they were getting assaulted and people were putting it like almost like
putting words in their mouth, like, oh, dude,
like stenciling it on there.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you got assaulted. Was it this guy? Did he have this on? It's like one of those things like,
yeah, right.
What there's like a thing
like they're like leading.
Yes, that's what I call it. Yeah. Leading the witness.
Yeah. All right. So we got,
leading the witness. I don't think that's what it is.
But they're like, putting words in their mouth to like, there's a
priming it.
Yeah, there's a term
like,
for that.
Are you sure he barfed fire?
Yeah.
Did this guy barf fire on you?
Fire? Did he fart fire, barf fire? Was it blue? Did he have metal claws?
Now tell me.
What color was claws?
What color was the fire he barfed? And they were like,
wait, he had fire? Oh, sure. Yeah, he had fire.
Yeah.
All right. So we got to throw this out there. It was thrown around that this guy was an alien.
Perfect. So we're on theories. This is the first theory.
Get the silly stuff out of the way.
Oh, all of a sudden aliens are silly for you.
The people were like, oh, maybe he can jump so high. Maybe this is an alien from a world with higher gravity.
Barf fire.
He's from an alien planet that has higher gravity, so he can like come this, and he's able to like jump higher because it's lighter for him.
Yeah. Like what's that movie? The
John Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait. Do you think it's more likely that this thing is from Earth, or what's more likely? He's a cryptid from Earth, or is he an alien?
Oh man.
You have to say it's one or the other.
Oh,
is it more likely he's an alien, or is it he's actually from Earth?
Actually from Earth.
Okay. Not saying he's real or not. Like you're just saying.
Yeah.
What's more likely?
But also like, oh, he had red reflective eyes, phosphorus breath. So maybe like on this planet, they have these red eyes. I don't know. It's like, okay,
or the our yellow sun makes his eyes phosphorus. Is that what happens?
He's Superman.
Yeah,
but a dick.
Yeah,
bit of a perv.
And barfs fire.
Obviously a big thing that was thrown around there. He was a demon or a devil or the devil because, again, he had pointy ears, pointy nose. He could jump really high, would laugh maniacally, was doing mischievous, dirty, very wrong things.
Because I mean, that lines up with the hooves and everything. Lines up with, Christian version of
Christian view of like what a devil or demon
which
is.
came from Dante Alighieri's account, like that whole thing. Gustav Doré, that artist who basically illustrated that,
right?
Dante's Inferno, and that's where we got a lot of visions of what actually hell looks like and stuff.
Yeah, because they had claws, pointing ears. He was like,
which is
evil, somewhat evil.
So especially in the 1800s, these people were probably seeing that in church or talking about that.
Sure, yeah.
This is probably like a moral type of thing to it too. Like, what were you doing out of the house at that time?
Yeah, that's the thing. We'll get into that. Also, that he might be like a demon, like a shapeshift, which would explain like why that one guy apparently, I wouldn't go into detail, but this one guy apparently saw a bear that he thought was like a demon bear. The way it was climbing up his like wall, and like he said, it was like, I don't know.
Demon bear would suck. That'd be bad. Wait. Okay, another question. Alien from Earth,
demon bear,
or a demon. What's more likely?
From Earth.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think?
Those three?
Yeah. Would you say from Earth? It could be anything from Earth.
Yeah, it's just a natural evolution type of thing, or
no,
just it's something evolved to that.
Or, something evolved with this.
It
could be a person, just a person, and this can
that jumps really high.
It gets kind of exaggerated.
It jumps really high. No, I'm saying like the magical being that this is, the cryptid version.
All right.
Is it a cryptid?
I didn't know we were going cryptid.
Like an evolutionary type of thing that evolved, like Bigfoot? And then just so happens that this is how it is?
I take that back.
Or is it a demon? Or is it more likely that it's a demon or
an
alien?
Out of all those things, I'd say an alien.
Okay.
What would you say?
More likely? I'd say an alien.
Yeah.
Like I dropped off or something, or like
he just lost his way. He's like, I'll just stay here and that's with the people of Earth.
That we've talked about before, like those kids like joyriding, the kid aliens joyriding, and they're like, "Oh,
don't tell my dad."
Like, you got really drunk. You're like, just throw him out, man. Just throw him out. My dad's gonna kill me.
Leave him here. We'll take care of him.
Yeah.
All right. So the next one, I don't know where I'd rank this in the three that you just gave. Maybe you tell me what you think. This could have been a time traveler from the future with the technology to leap as high as he could. Like he had this technology to like,
not bad,
be able to jump these high buildings. Technology to like breathe
still
this
from
fire.
Earth, though.
Yeah.
He's still from Earth.
Well, from the future, though,
he's still from Earth.
We don't know if it's a like a
future alien,
or
future demon,
earthling.
Right. Okay.
So maybe he had like he's like a Batman of the future. He had those cool gadgets. But he's kind of a perv.
Yeah, I mean,
not kind of.
I guess if you could time
pervert.
travel, it's like that thing where you give people the internet and how long it takes them to find pornography.
That's this guy.
He's like, you give someone a time travel.
Yeah.
You give someone a time travel device. How long does it take them to go back and assault someone?
Yeah, do something terrible.
Yeah.
I was like, I would have thought of that, but that's kind of interesting take on this.
There's a scientist out there, in a lab somewhere, be like, I got to do this. I can go like harass women.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's cool. All right.
It's like the same, and like the guy in his next cubicle over is trying to work on the invisibility thing, so you do the exact same thing, but in the present day. Yeah.
the next cubicle over.
Yeah.
How you doing over there, Barry? You figured that out yet? It's like, no, not yet. Like,
yeah.
So this one, I don't know if I saw somewhere else, but you brought it up. Glad you did. Maybe this was Jack the Ripper.
Or you're saying like got tangled into the story of Jack the Ripper?
Maybe, or maybe this is Jack the Ripper's beginnings.
Okay.
But again, like Jack the Ripper, like he was never seen.
He wasn't barfing fire.
He wasn't barfing fire.
Well, there's like the one guy that like thought he saw him.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but he also would see like a person in like a black cloak.
Yeah.
But here's the thing though. So
was this guy jumping really high and completely covered in blood, like head to toe? It's probably Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, probably Jack the Ripper. There's the thing though. I think life expectancy back then was like 40 to 50 years. Again, it varies. But this guy started it started 1837.
Life is so terrible now.
And then like Jack the Ripper didn't start doing stuff until 1888. But here's the thing though, Queen Victoria, she was 81 when she died. So like it's not, it's
because she was like royalty. She got everything handed to her.
But they also, I think her family had like a blood disease. It's like hemo.
Oh yeah, hematoma or what? No,
hemophilia or something like that.
Where they can't stop bleeding.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, then you just make sure she never gets cut. Wait, it just popped into my head. If you were a time traveler and you could go back in time.
Wait? Are you talking about bringing one item back with you?
No.
Okay.
No, this is a question. Do you think if you teleported through time, or maybe you travel, maybe we're like a dimensional traveler, right? Okay, think of this. Okay, you dimensionally travel.
Think of this.
Yeah. Okay, so you're dimensionally traveling, or time traveling. Okay. Yeah. Do you think if you appear in the same exact spot as someone else, they would explode?
I would think so. Yeah. Right.
Or they would get switched to you, or like what would happen to that person?
Or would you?
So someone
and become one?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm wondering. Would you be inside that person?
Ooh.
And then just like burst out?
Initially, yeah. When he brought that up, I was like, oh yeah, one of us would die. Like someone else would burst.
Yeah, someone has to die, right?
Yeah.
Who would it be?
But in order to do that, time travel.
Eventually someone would be like, so some events time travel. Eventually, someone's gonna get blown up.
Yeah.
Like holy crap!
But in order to time travel, I guess how the time travel is done, because you're messing with atoms.
Where are you going?
Well, no, like how you're actually time traveling. Are you like, like in like what was Star Trek? Like something happens with like your. I don't really.
They destroy you and then rebuild you. So you're new.
Yeah. So
your exact copies.
Time travel. If that's the case, like would your phasing or whatever into that person, would your atoms or whatever molecules be like mixing together?
Oh, you become like a homunculi or something. So you become that person,
or cause some kind of like I don't know.
Your brain teleports into
atoms,
like
kind of thing. That'd be awful. If you just come as like this thing, you're just like kill
you're
me.
Slightly to the left, like your brain, like your body pops out, and you're like fused with them.
Yeah, that'd be awful.
Or like, what if you teleport like
just kill me?
You time travel. Let's say maybe it's like a positional thing. So I time travel with this exact spot 100 years in the past. What if there's a tree right here?
Oh yeah. Are you stuck in that tree?
Stuck in a tree? I couldn't hit the button because the button's out there. Yeah. Or if we have like a fail safe, or like it's like that thing in like Windows, if you don't hit the button within 10 seconds, it just reverts.
Yeah, like what if
someone's got to figure this stuff out.
What if you end up like if you go back far enough, like what if you're in like a body of water?
Yeah, or like you're really high up and you fall to your death.
Yeah.
But like it'd have to be like you teleport or you time travel to the exact position you're in right now.
Right. But what if like, say when you start before you teleport, you're somewhere where like a lake was before.
Yeah.
And then you're just at the bottom of that lake.
Yeah.
That'd be awful.
Yeah, and your transmitting device breaks because it's all waterlogged. You're like, oh, come on.
You're electrocuted. You're just like taking like, cool.
Yeah, you'd have to know, cool. Right? You'd have to like send like a probe forward.
How would you figure that out?
You have to be like,
you'd have to send some kind of device forward to figure that stuff out.
I guess it'd have to be like a predetermined teleportation system. Like, okay, this is the tunnel. You go through here. It's a safe place on the other side. Like, you'd have to set something up.
Yeah.
This wouldn't be just like a zap.
Yeah, I mean, if you have the ability to send someone back, I think you would have the ability to send some machine back to figure that out.
Do you think someone already invented time travel in the future and they teleported back
And they're just stuck somewhere.
And they got they killed instantly. Like the chances of them actually teleporting somewhere,
maybe.
They never thought about that part.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, I'm going to go 200 years in the past, and then boom, they're dead.
Yeah.
Like they're in lava. Eaten by a dinosaur. Like, who knows? Like, we maybe see someone already invented it, and they're dead. Because they teleported to the wrong spot, or time traveled to the wrong area, or the wrong time, or they're in a tree.
Yeah. Or they just teleported on a railroad track and just got immediately mauled over.
Or they're in the railroad track.
Their bones make up the rails.
Like that's a gambit right there. You don't know what's going on. It's like playing poker. I don't know. I don't know how to play poker, but it's crazy. Think we'll be alive for time travel? It will be alive for robot people. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I hope.
Maybe,
hopefully, I want to be downloaded
quick.
I want to be downloaded into. I want to be my brain needs to be put into a robot when I later on in life. I want to be just. I think I talked about this before. I just want to be huge, 8 foot tall. Yeah, it'd be rad. Anyway,
I want to be 8 feet tall, man.
I would.
That'd be a lot.
I have 3 arms.
All right, hold on. Get back to this.
7 legs.
In January 1838, the Lord Mayor of London, John Cohen, addressed the increasing number of reports. So this is going back. This is what he thinks. He suggested that it was a gang of wealthy troublemakers. A gang of them.
Okay.
Might be responsible for these attacks.
Because they can afford ways of jumping? Or giant springs?
Just ways of boarding these things.
Yeah.
Like claws, helmets, whatever. I don't know. That's what he thought.
Claws. They can afford to buy claws. Okay. So it could have been a
group of people.
Yeah.
I think one of it was they thought it was a result of a bet. Like, go do this. He lost a bet to go
a jump in type of thing.
Sexually assault this woman, I guess. I don't know.
It's like how you get in the gang.
Yeah.
The time travelers gang.
As early as 1840, a popular rumor identified the Irish nobleman, the Marquis of Waterford, as the main suspect.
Because he could jump real high?
Due to his negative experience with women and police officers. Marquis, known for his drunken brawling, cruel jokes, and vandalism in the late 1830s, he was notorious for doing anything for a bet.
He's probably an easy
target. His erratic behavior and disdain for women earned him the nickname the Mad Marquis.
Nice.
He was known to be in the London area when the first incidents occurred.
He lived at 1904?
Nope. In 1842, he married and moved to Ireland, where he died in 1859. So the timing of his departure from England and death lined up chronologically with Sightings of Jack, kind of, because again, this kept going on to 1877.
It seems like there's not really. when you talk about Jack the Ripper, he's actually doing something terrible.
Yeah.
This guy is doing something terrible, but it's it's probably there's 40 other people doing the exact same thing.
Oh, and worse, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying what he's doing is okay, but yeah.
He seems like it's an easy way, just an easy excuse to say it was that guy, the jumping guy.
Finger, so So, do you think this was one guy doing it, or multiple men? Based on it being,
I want it to be
40 something years. It has to be multiple men doing this.
It's like a family tradition. Hand down.
I passed down my fire breathing apparatus to you, son.
And my jumping shoes.
My
My grandfather did this.
But who knows?
Ma'am, my grandfather did this. My father did this. And now I'm going to assault you. Yeah.
But I'm sure some of these were just could have been pranks or hoaxes of the original.
Copycats.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I already go into, which is just a boogeyman kind of story.
Nice. What's a boogeyman?
Just as far as,
where's the boogeyman come from?
I have no idea.
What is a boogeyman?
Like the monster under your bed kind of thing.
Yeah, but why do they call him boogeyman?
I don't know. Lots of boogies in his nose.
Yeah, he just sneezes a lot. The original boogeyman was the guy that just had the flu.
Yeah, which evolved into him sneezing fire and then vomiting fire.
Oh, could you imagine sneezing fire? You'd have to.
Horrible.
Would you burn yourself? You could if you breathe fire. Would you inside your mouth burn? You're crap! Your face has you do it once, but
you'd
your
have
lips
a shave.
burn.
Yeah, you'd have a shave for sure.
Your lips burn off, your teeth melt. Okay.
Anyway, so what I mean by boogeyman is there's had just been a story pushed by parents to be hey, you better behave. Or,
yes.
Spring-Heeled Jack's gonna get you.
Get home on time. Like, don't stay out late. Don't go to bars.
Or like this could be like something like religious leaders are doing. Because like again, he was sighted, apparently seen on top of people's homes. Remember those hoof prints around people's homes in that Devon place. Apparently those are his hooves. And he's seen on top of churches. Like it'd be like parents being like just a moral kind of thing. Like, hey, if you don't listen to me or do your chores,
Jackson's
gonna get you.
Yeah.
Or it could be a thing in like a priest, or like
you don't come to church.
Come to church, like
Jack's out to
get you.
You're staying up late on Saturdays, not getting up early for church.
Right. If you're out drinking all night, if you're out these late hours, he can come get you.
Whoa. The word boogie itself began in the middle 1800s as an expression for the devil or demonic entity.
There you go. All right.
While the term boogeyman is known from the 15th century, the stories are likely much older. Okay.
All right. It's right around now.
Boogie.
I remember you've brought this up. I don't know if this is the right term. Mass hysteria.
Yep.
Yep.
Like it's the concept of like, I think we talked about it when we talked about.
I know you've talked about it a few times as far as being.
Yeah.
For theories. So could this have been a mass embodiment of fears of the time? Like I said earlier, during this time, there's industrialization, mass urbanization, and new peoples are coming into England. So maybe this is kind of like persona. Maybe someone is doing this, or people are doing this. This is only being becoming more sensationalized or exaggerated by the people because they're just like
foreigners coming in.
Foreigners are just they're getting mass urbanization, industrialization, like the changing of the times kind of thing, and people are being frightened of that.
Yeah. Also, like probably
being exaggerated.
With industrialization would probably be easier ways of printing newspapers.
Oh yeah.
So more newspapers are popping up because it's cheaper.
Yeah.
To print, and it's easier to print probably, so it's easier to get out there. So you have people basically needing stories like the front page news stories type of thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what we talked about with the blimps, or like the
That's right. Yeah.
They saw it all over. All of a sudden, there's all these stories around the United States across this 2-year period,
right?
And the sky, what is it? This called the sky ships, whatever. And their ships.
Yeah.
Like so now you have all these people starting talking about it.
Yeah.
And then they start seeing it. Yeah. They start seeing it in the news because all the newspapers start doing it.
So then these people are seeing, like, hearing this in the back of their head and like, oh, this must explain what I'm seeing right now. I think it's more and more exaggerated.
And they're just seeing stuff moving around at night. And you're like, oh crap, that's that guy.
Spring-Heeled Jack. Yeah.
So what do you think it actually was? What do you think Spring-Heeled Jack was?
I actually think like, and again, this is said back in 1838, like when this, in the midst of all this happening, the mayor was like, I think it's probably just some group of guys who just, not necessarily they lost a bet and they're like doing these terrible things to women, but because they were doing terrible things to women, but I do think there is a little truth to that. I think that, like, again, people are going to, like, are witnessing the changing of the times and kind of being a little scared of it, being maybe xenophobic to like new people coming into the country, and like urbanization of the mass urbanization of like people moving in, you're on top of each other, causes more poverty. So people are like drinking more a little bit here and there at night. But I also think it's also moral kind of thing that parents are like, hey, we'll get you if you don't.
Like a combination of things.
Yeah, multiple things. Yeah.
Like they could be like, you stay out late, these foreigners are going to get you.
Yeah.
Type of thing. Like it's like a tool they could use to, one, be xenophobic, 2, keep their kids out of trouble, 3,
get people back in church.
Yeah.
Stick to your morals kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think it might be like a combination of all those things.
So I think it's probably, my thought would be that it was a mass hysteria thing. One person who may have been drunk, and thought they saw something. Yeah. Like that guy that saw someone jump. He could have saw a big bird or something, like that type of thing. And then that just kind of got into the news.
Yeah.
The news is, like you said, it's industrial revolution type of stuff, or more industrialization. So things are easier to come up, like information is easier to get.
Yeah.
People are probably reading more than they ever have, as we go through history. People are learning how to read more.
Right.
And so you have all these people reading news. the newspaper's trying to make money because probably there's a lot more newspapers popping up. So now these, it's kind of the thing we mentioned before. You have this person who was attacked, assaulted, and then the journalist probably did he jump really high? Was it Spring-Heeled Jack? And so that just puts it in their brain. Right. They could have been like, probably. And so they run with that story.
I think at the time superstition was a big thing too. I mean, it still is kind of day, but maybe, I don't know, maybe superstition played into this somehow. I don't know how that would play in with certain people, but.
When you say superstition, you mean if they say something that they'll be smited for saying something wrong?
Not necessarily, but as far as I better not do this thing because this might happen, like this Spring-Heeled Jack thing might. I don't know.
So that's why I think maybe it could have been perpetuated by, the new
society
saying a kind of word of mouth. It's starting to spread.
Right.
And so one person sees it oh, I saw it too. And then I think I did. I think I was assaulted by that person. And maybe only a few people actually got assaulted, a few women, but more people are seeing it. So it popped up as stories.
Yes.
I thought I saw that. People are trying to explain why they were out late. That type of thing, trying to save their own butts too.
Yeah. Most of these people are I was heading home from work, heading from seeing family. Were you just out at the bar?
Oh no, I saw what's his name? Spring-Heeled Jack came out and beat me down.
Doing opium or something like that.
He barfed fire all over the place. And I had to help him clean it up.
People were on opium because opium was a big thing back then. They're all just on opium right now. They're
and it was
I'm joking when I say it, but because that's what I want to minimize if these women actually were physically attacked.
I think the women that reported it were physically, probably assaulted, right?
Yeah.
They probably, most of them probably were assaulted.
Yes.
Because at this time, like you said, superstition was big, that type of thing. The Christian thoughts of
it was victim blaming and stuff like that too.
Yeah. So maybe if they want to, if you want, like we said, if people want to be heard, they probably had to say something like this. But also, they may have had an agenda on foreigners and maybe they're trying to pin it on them. There's kind of a lot of different angles going on, especially this time, I would imagine.
Yeah.
A lot of different ways that they could say things that can't be easily traced.
Right.
If you're a young lady and you get assaulted, are you gonna say oh, Mr. Bob James down the street did it? They're why were you out? You shouldn't have been out that.
Yes. So they're gonna have to
spin it.
Exaggerate. Yeah.
It's exaggerate a little bit,
yes.
Spin it so that it's
don't
get this prominent person, maybe the boss, your dad's boss.
Or it's your dad's friend, your neighbor or something like that. You have to be oh.
Because they're not gonna believe him anyway.
Yeah.
They're not gonna believe if that person says that to some neighbor or some business guy, they're not going to believe him. So he has to say that it's this thing. Anyway.
Yeah, so I think it's a combination of things.
Yeah, probably. Sounds like it's just a combination of a lot of different things. Mass media type of thing starting out, that type of stuff. But anyway.
Yeah, I do think it started from something, though.
It definitely started from something. Just like this story started from, just like this show started from something.
That's true, yeah.
And we come to the end now where we say, we have no answers, but thank you for asking the question, Jordan.
Oh, thanks, Chris.
If you
thanks
would
for
like,
listening.
Yeah, well, what else can I do? If you would like to help us out, please follow us on all social media. Give us a like, give us a follow, subscribe on YouTube, on any podcast platform, depending how you're getting this information right now, or hearing this, seeing this. All the links to everything are down in the show notes. You also can go to mysteriousPals.com. If you would like to find those links there. And other than that, Jordan, thank you again for being here.
Yeah, thanks, Chris.
Thank you, everybody out there, for being here.
Thanks
we
for
love you.
Or watching or whatever.
Yes. And we will see you next time. Same mysterious place, same mysterious time, same mysterious pals.
Yeah.
Here for you. Good night. Stay mysterious.